As we close season 1 of Apex Legends and we approach the season 2, a lot of the things that used to work don't work anymore. We're going to talk about how to consistently place high in Apex Legends, not just first place, but consistently getting third, fifth, making it far into the game. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be flying. Now, when you're first coming in, just like you see on the screen here, it's always better for all your teammates to break off. If you're playing with a team of 3 and you can communicate, have your teammates break off. That allows you to fly faster. There's nothing more important than getting down to the ground first. You want to land at a spot where you know there's going to be a gun at. Don't land in a small little area where you know there isn't a supply package there, or a gun or a piece of armor. Land somewhere where you know there are guns, and the only way you're going to get that gun first is to fly down faster. Now, there are different ways to fly depending on how far you're going. You don't always want to jump out early because you may make it late, and vice versa. There's flight patterns that you can have to take. You might want to look down a little bit and kind of do it. Some people call it like a wave or a swoop. You look down for a second and then you fly back up, and you look down for a second and then you fly back up, and that allows you to get farther distance and still keep your speed. Getting down to the ground first is probably one of the most important things when starting out Apex Legends that people don't necessarily think about. You don't want to be the last team landing because most likely everybody has already gotten their guns, gotten at least a white shield, and it's going to be really tough for you to get to your spot and get your guns without being shot down. Now, this tip is super important to making it far in Apex Legends, and that's going to be play your style, play your kind of game. You may watch a lot of streamers and a lot of YouTubers who use wingmans, R301s, flatlines, and the such, but that may not be your game style. Find the guns that tailor to your style. If you're a slow, laid-back player, you may want a triple take or a longbow or a G7 or something like that. A Mastiff may not work for you because that requires you to be up close, usually a fast-paced game. Apex is actually a really fast-paced game when it comes to combat. When you're fighting somebody, you got sliding, you got jumping, you got void running, you got double time from Bangalore. A lot of fast things happen really quickly that you don't have a lot of time to react to. If you're a slow player, you don't want a wingman, you don't want a Mastiff, a Peacekeeper, an alternator. You want something that's going to allow you to sit back and aim precisely at your enemies. If you're a vice versa player, if you like to move fast, get into the action, you're going to want the R301, you're going to want a flatline, you're going to want an alternator, a Peacekeeper, a Mastiff, things of the such. That's going to cater to your playstyle more. Don't worry about what everybody else is using. Even if the wingman is the best gun in the game or the R301 is the best gun in the game, it may not be the best gun for you. I found myself using wingmans and things like that because that's the only gun I could find, and I lose a lot of my fights because I just can't hit my shots with my wingman. Or I'm not the best sniper, I'm pretty good, but when I get into tough situations with like a triple take or a longbow, I seem to be missing a little more of my shots. But when I have an R301 or a Hemlock in my hand, I'm a god. So you have to understand, play your style. That's most important. Don't listen to what everybody else is using. Use what makes sense to you, whether it's meta or not. You are only the decision maker when it comes to what guns are good. If you're good at the R301, use the R301. If you're good with the Mastiff, find yourself a Mastiff in a care package and go off with that. Play your style. Next improvement that you can make to get farther in Apex Legends is knowing the map. Now, Apex Legends has been out for a while, and of course we're going to get a map refresh, some different things are going to happen, but for the most part, the map's going to stay the same as far as where things are. You're going to know where that supply pill is at, you're going to know where the guns are going to be, all that good stuff, right? Know your map, know your cover. If you're in a fight, you need to know where to go to get out of that if you're in a losing disadvantage. Know your headshot glitches, know where you can get quick cover, know where you can revive your teammates at. Know where people are when you hear their footsteps. Knowing the map is key to getting around the map, especially when the zone's coming and you're in a pinch between a team that's fighting you and the zone coming from behind you. You have to know where to go, where to avoid, where to evade, and all that good stuff. Knowing your way around the map and knowing where things are in the game is going to help you improve on getting farther without getting shot down, getting cover, behind cover whenever you need to. Don't expose your whole body when you're in a gunfight. Use the environment to your advantage. I see a lot of people out here who kind of just run freely in the open, and they have a Peacekeeper or something short range, an alternator, and there's no cover to keep them protected. So they're getting mowed down by long bows and triple threats and things like that, G7s, and there's nothing to hide behind. Know the map. Always know where your nearest piece of cover is so that when you're in a fight, you can use that to your advantage to win. So in this video, you're watching me with some random teammates right now. And my teammates die really early in the game, and I actually get really far on my own. And a lot of these tactics and moves you guys can utilize on your gameplay. And so I'm going to break down how I got far being a solo player. The number one thing you're going to do that can apply to playing by yourself, playing with two people, or playing with one other person is to know when to run. You do not always have to fight, and people like to fight. People like to challenge things they shouldn't challenge. Make sure you always put yourself in either an advantageous state or an even ability to win that gunfight. If you feel like you're out of position, or that team has a better shot than you, or you're just caught off guard, run away. You guys have a lot of abilities to get out of a fight. Bangalore can get smoke, double time it, and get out of there if she needs to. You can void run with Wraith. You can do all these different things that allows you to get out of fights, not just get into them. With Octane, of course, he's the fastest character in the game, so you're able to close the gap really quickly on enemies, but you're also able to run away from them as well. If you find yourself in a tie between a really good team and trying to fight, and you realize that you don't have the shield cells for it, you don't have the bullets for it, you don't have the angle for it, get out of there. There's nothing wrong with running away. That can allow you to get away, heal up. Another team can come help you by third-partying that. It allows you to escape. You, in return, stay alive longer and last longer in Apex Legends. A lot of people are really good at Apex Legends, so it's the skill gap between one player and another is actually not that far. There are a lot of skilled players in Apex Legends, so chances are that other team is going to be just as good as you, or as good of a team as a whole as you are. So sometimes running away, repositioning, reloading, re-energizing your shields, that could lead you to more wins and longer lasting games in Apex Legends. Apex Legends is obviously a team-based game. It's all about the three of you guys making decisions together, moving together, winning together. And that's never going to change. Me personally, I have an issue with playing as a team. Not that I'm not team oriented, not that I don't care about my team, I don't make callouts, I do all that good stuff. But for me, I come from a Call of Duty background. I played Call of Duty way back in the day, and I've always been a really good solo player. And so in this game, I kind of have that same game style. I still like to challenge people on my own because I know I'm pretty good at the game. I like to win most of my gunfights. I like to go 1v1 against people. I like to carry the team. I like to get as many kills as I can. And that's not always the answer. Sometimes your teammates need you to not engage in fights, or sometimes your teammates need you to step up in a fight. Sometimes you may be wounded, but your teammates are, they're good health. You may need to stay in that fight and help them out. Put a couple shots into people to get them weak for your teammates so that they don't have to do much. Team shot people. Team shot in this game is so underrated. You can literally shred people if you all shoot at the same person at the same time. You can shred people 1v1, but you have a much higher chance of killing that one guy and putting your team up 3-2, 3-1, and eventually killing that squad. Play as a team. Make call-outs. Hey, I heard something over here. I'm not sure if it's actually somebody, but be aware. Or hey, I'm being shot north 35 or north 40. I need some help. Ping, ping, ping as much as you can. Use all the abilities that Apex gives you to utilize it as a team push. Push as a team, win as a team. Now, we all heard this tip before, but it's going to be important in every battle royale, and that's play the zone. Sometimes you land, you don't know where the zone's going to be, and sometimes you happen to be right in the middle of the zone, and you're good to go. But sometimes you land outside the first zone, and so you're going to have to run towards the safe zone, of course. But sometimes that's the best case scenario. Have your back to the storm as much as you can so that you know most likely nobody's going to come behind you. There's times where I've been in the zone already and the storm started to close in and people were coming from all angles, the front, the behind, left and right, and I was stuck in a sandwich trying to figure out what team to fight, how do I get away, and then of course ultimately I end up dying. If you can play your back to the zone, that allows you to do two things. One, you eliminate anybody coming from behind you. Nobody can sneak behind you because you know nothing's out there but the zone, but the storm. So that allows you to eliminate the chances of being popped up from behind and scared and then caught off guard and then ultimately dead. Another thing that it allows you to do if you play your back to the storm is maximize your loot chances. When you land in the storm already, the issue with that is that you limit where you can go. So if you land at Skull Town and you're smack dab in the middle of the first, second, and third zone, there's nowhere else to go. You can't go outside of the storm to go loot. You're stuck with what you have already in front of you. When you have your back to the zone, you allow yourself to loot every possible place to go. You can loot outside the zone before it starts to close in, and then once you get into the zone, there's more stuff for you unless it's been looted already. So you open your chances to more loot, which allows you to find better armor, better and bigger backpacks, the guns you want, meds, healing, everything you can possibly want is unlocked for you whenever you have your back to the zone. And of course, you don't have to worry about anybody sneaking up on you, unless that one in a chance team happens to come out of the storm, which happens sometimes, but that's all right. In this video, you're going to see me use the zone against other enemies. And that's something that you guys have to do if you want to be more successful more often at Apex Legends. Play the zone. A lot of enemies take their time to get inside the zone, especially later on in the game when the zone's kind of small. People are getting into more engagements. The storm's getting smaller. People are running into each other. They have to take the gunfights. Sometimes you're in a position between going out there and fighting or maybe running into the zone and waiting on them to come back. That zone is now your fourth teammate. That team has to come in from the zone to get to you. They're going to be weak. Their health's going to be down. They're going to be rushing. They can't stop moving. Use that zone to your advantage to shoot at those guys who are out there in the zone as it closes. It's another teammate for you. It's going to take down their health while you take down their shields. And they're going to die. They have no choice but to run and rush at you because the storm's going to kill them or you're going to kill them. It's going to help you win more gunfights, get more kills on the board, and secure your spot in the top first, second, third, or fourth placing in Apex Legends. Get better zone positioning against other teammates if you can, and then wait for them to run towards you to the zone. It's going to help you guys success a lot more. One of the toughest things in Apex Legends is managing your backpack, especially when you have a level 1 or a level 2. There's just not a lot of space. You don't have a lot of space to hold all the bullets you may need, plus all the heals, plus the grenades, plus all the bandages and syringes. You have to manage your inventory very importantly. And for me, I hate when I'm stuck with a level 1, especially towards a later game. I also hate when I'm stuck with a level 2 towards a later game too. I like to hold 3 different packs of heavy ammo and then 4 packs of light ammo because I like to run the Hemlock and the R301, and the R301 is my primary weapon. I like to run that setup, and then I like to have a lot of big shields and then maybe 6 small battery shields. That's what I like to do. But sometimes you just get unlucky and can't find that backpack. So you have to manage yourself as good as you can. I always recommend having a lot of health. A lot of people in this game are going to shoot at you. You're going to get hurt. Your storm's going to tick you. It's going to happen. So you're going to want to have a lot of heals because you'll go through heals faster than you go through bullets. Plus, if you're fighting people and you're winning your gunfights, they have your bullets for you. You can replenish bullets after every fight. You can find bullets in any house. There's more bullets on the map than people. Not everybody's going to need bullets. There's going to be bullets laying around everywhere. So stack your backpack with your essentials. Have a few grenades if you're a grenade player. Have a lot of your heals because you're going to need that, especially when you're fighting towards the end of the game. You're going to be in a lot more engagements. You need to heal up quickly. You're going to be using a lot more. Manage your inventory. Get a lot of heals. If you have a purple backpack or a gold backpack, you're kind of set. Get what you want. But when you're using a gray or a blue, you want to manage your inventory, have a lot of heals, and have a good enough amount of bullets so that you can win that fight. I almost clutched this game up. I almost won against these guys. I played the zone. I almost beat them 1v everyone. Didn't quite get the win, but that's all right. Second place is pretty good for a solo player. But guys, that's my tips to get better at Apex Legends. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me down below your tips for winning. Let me know how many times you've won in Season 1, guys. And we'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed my tips. I can't wait for the next video, and I hope you can either. We'll see you soon, guys.
Perfect.